Thank you very much for tuning into another video of my life, and in this video we are going to do an unboxing of the fragrance which is Bavaria Man Intense, which is a 100 milliliter bottle. It's an EDP by Fragrance World. Now, for anyone who's seen my last couple of videos, you will notice that recently I've been exploring some fragrance cheapies. I mean, if you're like me, you want to buy like 4 or 5 perfumes in a year, and all of them cost like 70 to 100 pounds. The numbers are going to add up. So what I've been trying to do is explore cheapies, things that cost 15 to 20 pounds. The less the better, but yet they are very pleasant fragrances and they're good quality fragrances. So the first one I tried was Azaro Sport. There's another one on its way. There's a third one which I also bought, which is Proud of You, which is a clone of Stronger with You by Emporio Armani. Proud of You Absolute is also a clone by Fragrance World. Now, Azaro Sport, of course, was fine. It's a known brand. It's not a clone or anything like that. Costs about 15 or 16 pounds there or thereabout. And it was absolutely fine. And I'm wearing it now sort of in my gym. And it smells okay. It's absolutely pleasant. No one dislikes it. And it is refreshing or energizing and does its job. Silage is quite good as well. And it doesn't need that many sprays. So again, compared to the price, it does punch above its weight. But the real revelation Um, was actually Proud of You Absolute by Fragrance World, which was the first ever clone fragrance I ever bought. I mean, a few years ago, I would have never ever considered a clone sort of company or fragrance or anything else like that. I would just think, no, I'm going to stick to the main brands. I'm going to pay the full price and that sort of thing. Or alternatively, just find cheaper perfumes like the one I mentioned, right? Azaro Sport. You have cheaper fragrances, but they're really good quality by Lanvin, and so on. And just stick to that, really. You have, dupe fragrances, you've got Calvin Klein. All of these are kind of lower end in terms of price, but still they're quite nice in terms of fragrance quality. But, and I don't know about you, but you can let me know. Last few years, the fragrance clone companies have really, really been stepping up their game. The box, the packaging, the bottle quality, the print quality on the bottles, the fragrance quality, it's really, really stepped up to the point where I couldn't ignore it, really. And I was seeing it online, people commenting about them and so on. And on the other hand, we all know about inflation, and the prices of these perfumes are now so much higher than what they used to be. And it just makes sense to now consider the clone fragrances. And I thought, I'm going to give it a go and I'm going to try this perfume, which is a Proud of You Absolute copy of Stronger with You Absolutely. Complete blind buy. In fact, I hadn't even sort of smelt the OG, so I didn't even know whether it was going to be good or not in the sense. But just by smelling the fragrance, it was so well blended, so well rounded. There were no jagged edges to the fragrance. It has silage. I think it's Eau de Parfum as well. And the whole thing cost about 15 or 16 pounds. And I just thought, wow, like I was really blown away by that fact. So after that revelation, I've got someone who knows me, and they went to a perfume place, a shop really, and they tried this perfume, which is Bvlgari Man in Black. And I said, take a picture of the one that you like, and they took a picture of this one. They sent it to me. I said, okay, nice. I looked at the price and I said, look, the price is like 60 to 100 pounds there or thereabouts. So I'll show you right here. As you can see, 60 to 100 pounds, or maybe 50 pounds, maybe if it's a smaller bottle. But yeah, 50 to 100 is there or thereabout, maybe even higher. And I said, how about this? Recently, I tried a fragrance clone and it was amazing. Let me do something for you. I'm going to buy you a fragrance, okay? Because it's a clone, it's not the one you wanted, etc. But I'll buy it for you. Let me do that. You can tell me how much you like it over time and how you get along with it. Personally, I smelt Bvlgari Man in Black probably about 4 weeks ago, something like that. So it's probably still there at the back of my mind, but I didn't really explore it. I just took a quick sniff at it in the shop and moved on, really. But I like the fragrance. Having said that, I did like the fragrance, definitely. But yeah, it's there at the back of my memory. So more than just like comparing it to what the Man in Black smells like and do a side by side comparison, because I don't have a bottle to compare it side by side. I'm just going to mention sort of what I think about the fragrance, whether it hits the notes, as you can see here for Bvlgari Man in Black, and furthermore, what I think about the fragrance in terms of its quality, what sort of character it has, and whether I think it's nice for the price that it's charging. So if you want to buy the Bavaria Man Intense as well, please use the link in the description. It definitely helps the channel, and most importantly, does not cost you anything extra. I myself have bought these things from eBay. So that's where I buy these fragrances from with my own money. There's no sponsors, there's no nothing on my channel. It's not, Fragrance World, anyone else. No one's paid any money to me. But yes, it definitely will help the channel. So I think what we should do first is look at the OG, the sort of note profile there: warm, spicy, woody leather. You got rum, amber, sweet, tobacco, vanilla, animalic, and iris. In terms of what people think, hugely sort of a lot of love and like for this fragrance. Almost no hate whatsoever, and people think it's a winter, fall, and night kind of fragrance rather than day, summer, or spring. You got a rating of 4.33 out of 5 from 8.7 thousand votes, so that is a huge number. Very popular from the looks of things, and people don't like it. Alberto Morillas is the guy who's the perfumer, and I swear this guy doesn't miss. I mean, almost everything that he's made, I've got a sort of everything I've got, I should say. Sorry, most of what I have has at some point been made by Alberto Morillas, and I tend to like the fragrances he makes for whatever reason. I don't know why. If you then go down to top notes, you've got spices, rum, tobacco, leather, iris, tuberose, tonka bean, guaiac wood, and benzoin. Okay, those are the main notes, accords, etc. for the Bvlgari Man in Black. If we now move on to the clone, you can see some of the things here. So top notes, accords of natural rum and luminous spices, tuberose, iris, leather, and you've got benzoin, tonka bean, and guaiac wood. So quite similar in terms of the fragrance note profile there as well. And for those who actually want a real clone, apparently this is meant to be like a 90% there or thereabouts in terms of the Bvlgari Man versus Bavaria Man. Okay, so that's plenty of information I think that we've gone through. Now we can go ahead and just start with the unboxing. So see you in a couple of seconds. Okay guys, so let's start with the unboxing now. So this is the item right here. So you've got the Bavaria Man Intense EDP Parfum, 100 milliliters, 3.4 fluid ounces natural spray. You can see the texture of the box as well, which parts are raised. This part is smooth here. You've got it very similar looking, not in terms of box, but in terms of design, the colors and the theme are compared to the main Bvlgari perfume. You can see the ingredients here as well, nice and close up for you. Feel free to take a pause here to look at the ingredients if you want to. On this side, there's nothing there, and at the bottom, let's have a close look what it says. It's got some Arabic writing from the looks of things, and you also have, I'm assuming, the batch number and the packaging date and the expiry date there as well. Okay, so we're going to go from the top as I always usually do. Let's take the top off now. Okay, so there we are. Take the cellophane. Okay, it's very good, sort of nicely packaged, to be honest. This is exactly how it is on any sort of branded perfume, and remember, this is like 15-16 pounds, which is as I showed you. And let's make sure the prices stay that way so that we can all benefit, and they can just sort of increase the amount of production that they do. You can also see the hologram there. I've noticed the same kind of thing, the hologram, etc., which I think is actually a nice touch, because I do know of a clone which actually had a fake. So imagine like someone's made a clone and then people are selling fakes of the clone on eBay. So I think this kind of thing with a hologram, etc., protecting their own sort of reputation, if you like, I think that's important. Even though they are clones themselves, they're not fake, if that makes sense, right? They're saying what they are. We are cloners, but they're not fakers. Whereas you are getting clones of clones now and fakes. So yeah, you want to stay away from that. So nice touch there by Fragrance World. We're going to open it up from the top. Box feels nice to touch, high quality. The print is spot on. I can't see any flaws or anything like that whatsoever. Okay, I've just done a rip there. Should have been more careful. I don't like to do things like that. Okay, let's open this up. Oh, and that's the bottle. Okay, let's put this box maybe behind somewhere like this. Yeah, let's do that. Or should I put it here? Yeah, let's put it to the side. Take a look. This is what the bottle looks like. Nice close up. Okay, there we are. And can I just say, guys, the bottle feels nice in my hand. It's like a nice solid sort of feeling. The glass feels good in terms of manufacturing here, the print, the raise, how tightly this is packed compared to the edges. All of these things matter, by the way. Like a lot of people say, yeah, who cares about the bottle and so on? I care a lot because I think attention to detail that they've paid to the packaging, etc., their marketing probably reflects in the attention to detail they've paid, even to the fragrance itself. But there we are. I mean, this feels really nice, guys, and the quality of the bottle I'm very, very, very satisfied with. In fact, more than satisfied with for the price as well. Okay, take the top off. I mean the cap. Okay, the cap is the cap is secured quite well. Like I can't take this off, right? It's got a nice strong snap to it, so it's not going to come off in your luggage or anything like that. It's going to be reasonably protected. Let's look at the inside of the cap. Plastic there, solid. This feels plastic as well. So to me at least, let's give it a knock. Yeah, to me it feels plastic. Maybe the covering outside part is actually metal. Yeah, sounds a bit like metal as well. So I love the use of metal and things like that in these sort of fragrance clones. This is exactly the sort of feeling I had for the Proud of You as well, which is also by Fragrance World, where the cap had a lot of metal in it and it felt really nice in my hand and nicely weighted. Okay, take a closer look at the top. Okay, you've got a bit of a dip here inside. Okay, nice. And looking at here, see if I can see any flaws, etc. No, all looks good. You've got the Fragrance World FW and on the top as well. I'll tell you what, Fragrance World, you've got yourself a convert right here. So well done in terms of whatever you've done in terms of your product range there as well. So let's give it now a couple of sprays. I can't see inside the bottle, so I can't tell you how much juice there is or isn't, or how much air there is, but let's just give it a couple of sprays. The first couple is just going to push out air, isn't it? So make sure it's focused on this right here. Okay, the air's out. Okay, again. And I'm feeling some juice coming up here. So give it a little squeeze. Okay, and another one. Okay. Okay. And let's see it do its work. Okay, I've just done one. I'm going to do one more now. Okay, done another one. Okay, so the first feedback point is I can see the perfume here sort of catching on the lip here. Okay, so I'm not sure if I can take this off, but I would actually take this off because it's getting in the way of the perfume. And what's happening is when I'm spraying it, it's not giving me the full nice spray, which this atomizer I'm sure is capable of. But what's happening is half of it, or at least a third of it, is being caught by the lip, and then it's being caught here. So that's a silly, unfortunate design mistake. And like I said, I didn't see any flaws whatsoever in the last one, which was Proud of You. But this is in a bottle design, guys. One thing you should have looked out for improved is this thing right here. But speaking of the fragrance itself, and again, I would reflect, just giving a smell, my comments on I'm gonna have to give it one more actually because it's catching up and I want more of a scent bubble. With a Proud of You, I literally did two and the whole room filled up, and the same with the Zara Sport. But let's give it one more spray. Keep the focus on here. Okay, all right. So that one, guys, I take some of that back. I mean, you can still see the fragrance being caught here on the side, and even more so, but that spray was definitely a confident one. So I take back what I've just said. Just needed one more for the air to come out, but you can see it sort of leaking on the side, catching here. So again, I would consider removing this if it does come off. The fragrance itself. Okay, so I'm gonna go based on quality rather than the fragrance itself. For me, it's a nice fragrance. I'm getting warm, spicy, definitely. Okay, woody, definitely. Okay, tobacco. Oh my god. Yes, I'm getting tobacco. Tobacco is, I definitely thought of the tobacco, one of the first notes as well. Definitely. Rum. Maybe the rum will come in a little bit later, but in terms of the overall fragrance, yeah, it's masculine, guys. Okay, it's masculine. I'm definitely like getting a lot of spiciness, like a lot of spiciness. Um, it's also older to me. To me, definitely like man is the word, right? Not boy. Okay, it doesn't say boy intense, and it doesn't say boy in black. It says man in black, and definitely in line with that. So I think it's a mature gentleman of some sort, right? And it doesn't matter, 30 is fine. I'm not talking 50s or anything like that, but it doesn't smell young to me. Does it smell sophisticated? Yes, it does. Am I getting the notes that it's trying to copy and clone? Personally, I am. I'm getting the sort of Guyot wood. I'm getting a bit of tonka bean and so on. So yeah, overall, again, it's well rounded, it's well blended. I'm not smelling this fragrance and thinking cheap. The word synthetic has not popped up in my mind even once throughout this entire kind of experience of the fragrance. And overall, yes, I would say, again, I can't remember exactly what the Man in Black smells like to do a side-by-side comparison or give you some comments on how close of a clone it is to that one. What I can tell you is that for 15, 16 pounds, this perfume is absolutely excellent, as was the case of, Proud of You, for example. So I think, first of all, I'm not going to blind buy things anymore going forward. I've just bought like 3 perfumes recently. But I would say go to a perfume shop, smell the ones that you like, and then try to find clones of them if you want to save a few pennies, because the quality of this fragrance is definitely very high. I'm getting classiness, I'm getting sophistication, and this is just like a 15, 16 pound bottle, and most people would not be able to tell the difference, in my opinion, whether this is a cheap perfume or expensive perfume, from a price point of view anyway. So I hope you found that video helpful. That's been Bavaria Man Intense, clone of the Bvlgari Man in Black perfume. Please give this video a like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.